All right, let's get right into it. What if I told you that you could take a simple $2 bunch of herbs, the kind you grab at the grocery store, and turn it into a medicine so powerful it could rival a $50 bottle of supplements? Sounds crazy, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to unlock a pharmacy that's probably hiding in plain sight right in your own kitchen.
Now, really think about it. Are those herbs you're using actually working for you? I mean, you sprinkle some oregano on your pizza, you throw some fresh basil in your pasta, and you feel like you're doing something healthy. But is your body really getting all the good stuff locked inside those leaves? The answer? Well, it's probably not what you think. 1.5%. That's it. For some of the most powerful compounds in the herbs we use all the time, like rosmarinic acid in basil and rosemary, your body only absorbs about 1.5%. Just think about that. That means over 98%, 98, of all that goodness just passes right through you. You're basically missing out on almost everything.
And look, we're not just talking about flavor here. This is serious stuff. These herbs are a pharmacy disguised as garnish. Oregano has carvacrol, which is an amazing antimicrobial. Basil's got that rosmarinic acid I mentioned, a major anti-inflammatory. And get this, the thymol in thyme, it's literally the active ingredient in Listerine. You have this incredible medicinal arsenal just sitting there waiting.
Now, this whole low absorption thing, it's not some big secret. Oh no! In fact, there's an entire industry, a massive one, that's been built specifically to solve this exact problem for you, and of course, charge you a hefty price for it. $55. That's a pretty common price for just one bottle of something like oregano oil capsules. And what the industry does is use all these complex industrial processes and solvents to pull out the exact same compounds from the plants, the same plants you can buy for just a couple of dollars. And that's the crazy part, isn't it? They're selling you a super concentrated version of something you already have. The only difference is how it's extracted. They use a massive factory. We're going to use a simple glass jar. $51 billion. With a B. That is how huge the global herbal supplement market is. And its entire business model, the whole thing, is built on one simple idea, that you can't figure out how to unlock all this potency yourself, at home, for practically nothing. Okay, so why is that absorption rate so low to begin with? Well, it all comes down to the plant's biology. Picture every plant cell like a tiny little fortress. The walls of that fortress are made of this really tough stuff called cellulose. And all the most valuable compounds, all the good stuff we want, is trapped inside. The problem is, our gut just doesn't have the right tools to break those walls down. But what if I told you there's a key to those fortresses? And not just any key, a living key, one that humans have been using for literally thousands of years, way before any supplement company ever existed. That key, my friends, is the beautiful ancient process of fermentation. So let's meet our master locksmith, Lactobacillus bacteria. We're talking about specific strains like Lactobacillus plantarum. These are the good guys. When you put herbs into a simple salt brine, these are the bacteria that show up and completely take over. And believe me, they come prepared with a very specific, very effective set of tools. Here's the magic of how it works. These amazing little bacteria start producing this cocktail of enzymes, and these enzymes are like a microscopic demolition crew. They just get to work, chewing right through that tough cellulose, dismantling the cell walls piece by piece, and completely freeing all those trapped compounds. And once they're free, they become totally available for your body to absorb. And the results? Honestly, they're staggering. Research shows that this incredibly simple process can boost the availability of those active compounds by up to 5 times. Let me say that again, up to a 500% increase in potency from the exact same bunch of herbs you started with. All you did was let some friendly bacteria do the heavy lifting.
But wait, it gets even better. Because fermentation doesn't just unlock things, it actually creates new things. These bacteria are little biochemical factories. They produce brand new beneficial compounds that weren't even in the raw plant to begin with. Take GABA, for example. It's a neurotransmitter that helps you feel calm. Raw basil has 0 GABA, but fermented basil, it makes its own. How cool is that?
And please, don't think this is some newfangled health trend. This is ancient wisdom. We're talking archaeological evidence of fermented herbal drinks in China from 9,000 years ago. Ayurvedic medicine in India has been using these kinds of remedies for millennia. It seems like pretty much every major civilization on Earth figured this out on their own. It's tried and true. Okay, so you get the why now, right? It's powerful stuff, so let's get to the how. And I really want to stress this.
This is so ridiculously simple that a lot of people think they must be doing something wrong. The entire setup, it takes maybe 5 minutes. Seriously. This is it. This is your entire shopping list. Some fresh herbs, whatever you like. Some salts, just make sure it's non-iodized. And some water, make sure it's non-chlorinated. That's all. No special cultures, no weird equipment. All you need is a clean glass jar. All right, let's start with soft herbs, things like basil or mint. It's so easy, you just roughly chop them up, pack them in a jar, then you mix a simple salt brine. A good rule of thumb is about 1 teaspoon of salt per cup of water. Pour that brine over the herbs, and now listen up, this is the most important part. Make sure everything stays submerged below the liquid. That's what prevents mold. Then you just cover it loosely and let it do its thing for about 5 to 7 days. Now, what about the tougher, woodier herbs like oregano or thyme? The process is pretty much the same, with just a couple tiny tweaks. You'll want to strip the leaves off the stems and maybe bruise them a little bit. That just helps the bacteria get a head start. And you'll use a slightly saltier brine, maybe 1.5 teaspoons per cup. These guys might take a little longer to ferment, usually around 7 to 10 days. And at the end of that week or so, what you've created is incredible. It's a single jar that's absolutely packed with probiotics, bioavailable compounds, and a whole spectrum of herbal goodness. You can mix and match herbs to create what some people call an unlimited medicine jar, a living remedy that supports everything from your immune system to your digestion. And you made it in your kitchen for pennies. All right, so your ferment is done. It smells bright and tangy and alive. Now what? How do you actually use this amazing living medicine you've created? Well, you've actually got 2 incredible products here, the herbs themselves and the brine. You can toss a tablespoon of the fermented herbs into a salad or a soup. You can take a little shot of the brine every morning on an empty stomach. It's full of probiotics and all those free-floating compounds. Or you could even get fancy, dehydrate the herbs, and grind them into a super potent herbal powder for tea. And here's another huge benefit we can't forget, preservation. Think about it, that fresh basil would be a brown, slimy mess in less than a week. But once it's fermented, you can pop that jar in the fridge and it'll last for 6 months, maybe even longer. So it's not just making it more powerful, it's making it last, saving you money and reducing waste. Okay, to make sure you succeed every single time, you just need to remember 4 golden rules. Rule 1, everything must stay below the brine, no exceptions. This prevents mold. Rule 2, use non-iodized salt, because iodine can kill the good bacteria we need. Rule 3, use non-chlorinated water, because chlorine also kills our little bacterial friends. And finally, Rule 4, it has to taste sour. That sour, tangy taste is your confirmation that you have a safe, successful fermentation. So the takeaway here is pretty simple, isn't it? You don't need that $51 billion industry to unlock the incredible power of the plants you already have. All you need is a little salt, a little water, and a touch of ancient wisdom. The power to create this potent, living medicine is literally in your hands. The factory is now obsolete, so the only real question left is, what are you going to create in your kitchen first?